Welcome back for another book review. Today we are talking about this one. So this is Secrets of Your Rising Sign, Discover Your Past and True Self by Andrea Taylor, and it is a new one from Llewellyn. I feel like I should mention also, it does say new. It's from my library that put these for a while and then they take them off, but that's how you know it's like new for real. They haven't even stamped the top of the book yet, because they do that for older books. Once they, I think, lose the new sticker, then they stamp it. But when they're new, they get a little sticker. Obviously, based off the title of this, you get an idea of what you're going to get into with this book. It's going to be talking about your rising sign, but it also does have a decent section on your north node and your south node. And if you're like, what is that? We're getting out of the beginner level of astrology and we're moving a little more advanced. Most of the sites, I think, include it nowadays. I think it's like Free Cafe Astrology or something like that. It's like when I can't remember, but I've like screenshotted it and I've got a doc of mine that has the picture with the little symbols and stuff, and you can usually find them, or you can just Google like free natal chart and usually you can find them. The only thing is, if you want to access any of these things, you have to know when and where you were born. And if you were adopted or you just don't know this information, realistically, there's nothing for you. Like I have tried to find what kind of community there would be for that, and you kind of have to just lean more into numerology for your life path stuff opposed to astrology, because it is dependent on those things. So just as an FYI, you do have to know that information if you want to find out these things about you. I gave this one a 3 out of 5 star. To be honest, a lot of the things from this, I'm not completely convinced. Granted, I'm not completely convinced on a lot of any of them, really, where, you know, it sometimes applies, but it sometimes really doesn't. Again, my husband's a Leo. He is not at all a Leo. And this book kind of pulls that a little bit. So the author argues the point that your rising sign, which, if you don't know, it also used to be called your ascending sign. The author argues that it is your sign that you were in a past life. If they're the same, you didn't learn the lesson last time around, you're learning it this time. And if they're different, you learned it last time, now you're learning a different one this time. And you kind of lean back into the previous one, that's your comfy zone, that's how you like to come about life and function because it's familiar, but you're trying to learn the new sign. In which case, maybe, because my husband, again, is not a Leo. However, he used to be, supposedly from this book, was a Libra. And so that checks way more. He's way more chill. And so, you know, for me, I'm supposed to be, my rising is Capricorn. And it's like, yeah, I like organization, but I suck at it. Like, it does not come easily. But neither does maintaining a house. And that's kind of what mine is. And being like the mother of the group. I'm the awkward, weird one in the corner, because that's just the role I've always played. You know, you got a group of 3 walking on the sidewalk, I'm the one behind that honestly half the time people forget that you're there. So like, I don't know how I'm supposed to be like the mother figure and like the nurturer of everybody. Don't know how that's exactly my thing. And like reading through a lot of these, and especially for the north and south nodes, I'm not completely convinced. It didn't fit for me really. Didn't really fit for my husband because I have his chart saved as well. And you know, there's a lot of them that it's like, it feels like these books really get stuck into a stereotype. And I see this a lot with human design as well. You get into the stereotype and that's the only way it could ever present. That's the only way you could ever look at it. There's never any nuance and like diving deeper and like different aspects to them. It's really just the most generic thing ever. And I'm not completely sold on it. The idea of them and the interpretations of them, it just feels a little too generic. But that is of course a me thing. But I will say I also kind of don't completely, I don't know, I can't trust the author because there's 0 sources included. I have no idea where she got her information from. Where is she saying, why is she saying that these signs mean this or that? There's no way to reference back to who else has said that. And like, why? Is that like general consensus? Is this just your own UPG? Don't know, you didn't include sources. And there's also like really no like further reading or anything. It just kind of buy my other books and that's about it. Thankfully, at least there was a conclusion, so that's something. But I would like to know where you got your information from. So I would recommend this if you are an astrology enthusiast. You might just want to double check some of the information to make sure that it's kind of consistent with what other people are saying, what other astrologists are saying, because again, we have no sources, don't know, and see if it's accurate for you and the people around you, but just keep in mind it's always not going to be the most accurate because, like, again, I feel like it's just really hard to lump people into so specific too of like the life lesson you're supposed to learn. It feels kind of weird and kind of takes away like the free will part of existing. I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of astrology, but I wanted to read the new one from Llewellyn, so here we are. So anyways, I would love to know your thoughts on this one in the comments down below. As always, a huge thank you to my patrons. If you would like to support me and get access to exclusive content, it's patreon.com/nightwillowcrafts. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I post every single day, and until next time, blessed be.